once again, Lobo fans, and welcome into your Lobo Coaches Show. With the head football coach at UNM, Danny Gonzales, I'm Robert Portnoy. Coach G, congratulations, your first head coaching win, and even more importantly, your kids have been working their tails off there in Las Vegas since November 2nd. They finally got their first W. What was the locker room like after the game?
The locker room after the game was exactly the way it's supposed to be. Winning games is not easy. They celebrated like you're supposed to. I mean, these young men, they work really hard, almost 365 days a year for 12 guaranteed opportunities. This year, it was 8 that got cut down to 7 by some restrictions. So for them to have an opportunity to finally celebrate all the hard work they put in, it was the way it was supposed to be. I mean, they're throwing water around, having a good time, and that's kind of the expectation. What is not the expectation is what happened on the field prior to that. Dumping me with water and all those things. I told them they're only allowed to do that if we win a championship. So until that happens, let's wait till we get to the locker room to have some fun. But I was really happy for them. I mean, I was kind of relieved to get that monkey off our back. Obviously, we had the longest losing streak in the country for about 3 hours. On TV, they kept talking about it. I mean, it gained a lot of momentum about us being the losingest team in the country. And I told our team, hey, guys, right now you own that. That's our title. So let's go out there and do something about it. And they did. We made enough plays to come out on top.
Well, you put to bed the losing streak overall. You put to bed the 20-game conference losing streak. And you beat a very physical football team in Wyoming that really tries to impose its will on its opponents. That has to make you really proud of your guys.
You know, I do. I thought we matched their intensity. I mean, I really respect Coach Bowl and their football program. I mean, it's the kind of football that we want to play. We want to be a physical brand where we knock people off the ball on both sides of the line of scrimmage. We want to be able to throw it probably a little bit more than they do. But I thought both teams came out with the same kind of frame of mind, and I thought we probably were a little bit more physical than them. As we watched the tape, the offense and defensive line of scrimmage was going in the direction the red shirts were going for the majority of the game, and I thought it made a big difference.
Okay, first time out. We come back on the other side. First half highlights of the Lobos 17-16 win over Wyoming. We're back on your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm Robert Portnoy with head football coach at UNM, Danny Gonzales. Such a strange year. Another Lobo home game, quote unquote, in Las Vegas at Sam Boyd Stadium. New Mexico takes down Wyoming 17-16. Let's take a peek at first half highlights, Coach.
I kind of like University Stadium West there. I mean, look, here we go. This is it's become our home away from home. They've been good to us around here. We played 20 true freshmen. There's one of them right there, Bobby Wooden, with a nice early run. I thought the offense came out, and I thought our 5 boys up front, especially the seniors, they probably played their best game so far between Kyle Stapley, Teton, and Saltis and Austin Cook. I mean, they were very physical all night long. There was Marcus Williams with a little, now, how unfortunate was this? Bobby catches that pitch. It was a little bit behind him from Connor, but we're going to have to make some positive yards right there, and instead they end up with the ball on the 15-yard line. This kind of set the tempo for the night. On the first 3 plays, very similar to what they could have done on the last series of downs in the game. They came out and they threw it 2 out of 3 times instead of trying to force their will and run the ball, and we kept them out of the end zone. I mean, our mantra around here is to keep them out of the end zone, hold them to field goals. There's a new stat out there. We're 4th in the country of keeping them out of the end zone when we get in the red zone. So that's good. I mean, we did our job. We kept them out of the end zone. They were 0 for 4 in the red zone on the night. They did kick 3 field goals, but when you can limit those 4 points away, it leads to your opportunities to win. Andrew Erickson with a nice grab right there. I thought Connor did a really nice job early on dealing the ball. I mean, he kind of lived up to the game plan we wanted, get it out of his hands quick. Let's establish what we can do up front, both on the perimeter and inside. And then Bobby Cole, what a miraculous night. Wyoming coming into the game hadn't given up a 100-yard rusher in 18 straight games. And Bobby Cole has a night, and he rushes for 131 yards on many carries just like that one right there.
He was an absolute bull in this game. And how about the 2 Erickson boys getting to line up next to each other for the first time in a college football game, Coach?
What a proud moment for their dad. I mean, Bobby Erickson, their father, should be as proud as they come. I mean, my dad is the same way. Was doing all that social media stuff with myself getting the first win, and for him to be able to do that, that's a really cool feat. Now we've got to do a better job right here of taking care of the football. I mean, that's 2 turnovers in the first quarter. It's not like we've got a whole bunch of reserves to go to with the way our quarterback depth chart's been going, but Connor calmed down and he led us on a couple drives, but here we go with the defense again, getting stops. I mean, we had 3 and outs in the first half, kept him out of the end zone for the most part, and I mean, we gave our offense an opportunity to match what they were doing on offense.
Nice physical run here for Bobby Wood, who turned 19 on game day, and he got a lot of run in this game.
He did, and then here we go. Nate Jones, a nice run for the freshman, a little touchdown here, gave us a 7-3 lead. I think there was probably a lot of surprised people that the Lobos had the lead in the second quarter because going in 18-point underdogs, I don't know that anybody other than the people on our sideline gave us much of a chance to win.
How about the favorite profile wolf logo and those anthracite helmets, Coach G? Great choice.
I think that looks pretty good. I mean, they kind of pop on there. The color's good. It was a fun night. You know, I mean, we went with the red and white, and this week, I mean, Lobo fans will have to wait and see what we wear. I'm kind of a traditionalist around here, but the kids are having some fun, and it gave them a little bit of energy, so whatever works. Then this fourth down stop. I mean, that was a huge moment in the game. Obviously, we need to learn how to handle some success because our sideline went absolutely nuts, almost to the point where the referees could have given us a penalty. Here's Wyoming's 58-yard touchdown run. Obviously, we've given up, I think you said 17 plays of 20 yards or more, touchdowns, excuse me. I mean, that's just embarrassing. We're in man coverage. They outsmarted us right here. If we'd have been in zone, we'd probably get him on the ground, but Trey Smith took 58 yards for a touchdown to give the Cowboys the lead. There's the play right there where, yep, that's where Connor broke his arm. I mean, that was, he got himself off the field, though. If you notice right there, he lands on it forward, and unfortunately, we had to send him back to Albuquerque today because they're going to do surgery on it to fix his wrist. So he'll be in surgery tomorrow. I mean, our prayers will be with him so that he can recover and get back to our football team. There's Donovan Murphy with a nice field goal, kept us in the game, and then we had to go to Isaiah Chavez after Connor got hurt.
This was some kind of play right here. It ended up being offsetting penalties because of an intentional grounding and then a shot to the head on your quarterback.
You know, it's kind of a rookie's inexperience right here. And we'll talk about this one in a second. If he just throws the ball at the feet of the tight end, it's not intentional grounding, but he kind of got nervous. The guy was coming at him. He launched it almost 20 rows up in the stands, so they really didn't have a choice but to call it. And then what a turn of events on this play right here. There's the targeting call that they ended up calling. What a great concentration by the Wyoming safety to return that for a touchdown. I mean, he picked it off. We didn't know what they were reviewing. We actually thought it was going to be targeting on our guys. And then all of a sudden, it's targeting against Wyoming, Lobo's ball, 15 yards. And what a turn of events, because that could have been a huge momentum swing in the game. We finally got a break. And I say it all the time that good teams make their own breaks. We just got lucky right there. Maybe it was our night, whatever it was. But when they turned around and they gave us the ball back and we kept them out of the end zone, I think it kind of gave us a little momentum towards going into halftime for the second half.
You need some breaks sometimes, and your team has faced so much adversity this season. I think it was their turn.
You know, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I really do truly believe that good teams make their own breaks. When we fumbled the very first ball early on, the defense came out and got a stop. You know, that probably gave us more momentum and more confidence than anything else because it was like no big deal. It wasn't, when we did that against Utah State in the second half, the wheels came off. The defense came up, they bowed up, they didn't let him in the end zone, and I think that set the tone for the rest of the night.
All right, second half highlights with Lobo head football coach Danny Gonzales after this timeout. Back on the Lobo Coaches Show with the head football coach at UNM, Danny Gonzales. I'm Robert Portnoy. Lobos down 13-10. Second half highlights of New Mexico hosting Wyoming from University Stadium West.
You know, here we go with the second half. It was a good start. And I think the locker room was a little bit different after halftime. Now, Jarek Reed, nice interception right here. This is not what we do on defense, and I had a little conversation with him. He should try and get in the end zone. Never step out of bounds as a defender. Go run somebody over. So we'll get that corrected. But we came out with some momentum. At halftime, they didn't have – it was a little bit better demeanor. Nobody was excited. I think they're getting comfortable. I mean, we played well in most of the first half other than Air Force this year. So I don't think they were not expecting to be in the lead. And then we come out in the second half, and we really did a really nice job against the run.
Rico Hanna really asserted himself coming off the edge in short yardage in this game, Coach G.
He did, you know, and we had to challenge Rico on Tuesday because I didn't think he was being real physical in practice. And I think we hurt his feelings a little bit because the rest of the week he did a good job, and that helped him prepare for Saturday. Now, we're fully turned to Isaiah Chavez right here. They were having a hard time with some of our running looks. Not only were they getting knocked off the ball, but some of the misdirection stuff we did right here. I mean, look at how big those holes are. And Bobby and Nate and Isaiah really did a great job of just controlling the ball, controlling the clock, and getting us down with opportunities to score.
Nice little run there for BC, Bryson Carroll between the tackles.
Now here comes the controversial call. My true opinion, I had no idea if we'd get back down here again to score, to have an opportunity to go ahead. And I didn't want to try and tie the field goal and get to overtime, so we took a chance. And I mean, I believe in our guys. We should be able to get a yard. And I had a really good conversation with the offensive line that we'll get about in a minute. But the defense has to come out. We keep them out of the end zone, but we can't let them drive 86 yards and kick a field goal. We had an opportunity to keep them backed up, and we didn't do it. And then we did a really good job on this possession. The third down right here, Tavion Combs is going to come up with a really nice play. Pat Peak right here with a really nice play, but Tavion Combs is going to drop an interception that I'm sure we're going to show. Here it is right here. I mean, it's a really good stunt. We get pressure, and that ball has to be intercepted so that we keep them off the scoreboard and keep it 13-10. That's an easy catch, an easy play. It's a play that Tavion Combs will make in the future. They kicked the field goal. We're down 16-10. Our defense gave us a chance to stay within one score. I had a conversation with the offensive line before this about, between them and Bobby Cole, y'all really screwed me on that, not getting the fourth down. Now I'm going to have to answer some questions, so you better make it up to me. And they just looked me in the eyes and said, "We got you, coach." And then as you watch the drive transpire, now I thought this was a very pivotal play. This is a heck of a run by Isaiah Chavez to get the first down, to keep this drive going, and to see what's about to happen next here. That might have been the biggest play in the game.
My favorite play of the game, Coach G, that's Isaiah Chavez doing what he does best, being a football player, and made a huge play for you guys.
Almost just a crazy mistake right here by Manny Logan Green. You got to make sure that you can get that catch. Now, you cannot return a muffed punt after it's been signaled for a fair catch, so we got all excited we were going to have the ball in the 10, and they make the right call. That is not the kind of fair catch that we want to make. Manny Logan Green just got to come up, clean the ball Philly. We would have had great field position. We got lucky that we recovered it, but here's the big play. Wow, what a heck of a throw by Isaiah to get it to him, and Bobby Cole not to lose his feet. And right now, we told our guys on the sideline, boys, if they don't score, we win. How about that, the Pistol Pete shooter over there? I mean, not something that's practice or whatever. I mean, those things we need to celebrate together. We gave him that one. It's become a GIF, but we're learning how to handle success, obviously, and we need to do those things together.
What a great play for you guys. Take the lead on Donovan Murphy's PAT. And here's the first career sack for Ben Gonzales.
This was a big play for the defense. It put them into a long third down, but it knocked the quarterback out of the game, and they had to come in like us with a true freshman quarterback, not their fifth string, but a true freshman quarterback. And what a great play he comes in on 3rd and 21. That's terrible by our defense. We've got to keep them backed up to make the fourth down a lot harder than this. And then their coaches make good calls too, and they kind of out-schemed us right here. They had a blocker for a blocker, but we talk about it all the time. Get them on the ground. We'll have a chance to keep them out of the end zone. We can keep building on our stat that keeps them out of the end zone, that we're fourth in the country, maybe be to the top. Because right here, we're going to keep them out of the end zone. A great play by Pat Peak on first down. And then Brandon Shook, man, how big has he been for our team this year, Robert?
Well, he's the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week. He's going to average double-digit tackles after next week's game is all said and done, be the first guy, in more than half a decade since Dakota Cox did it about 6 years ago. So played an incredible game, and we're going to hear more from Shook. There's Jake Saltonstall with the recovery.
We do a good job of running to the football, and when you have bodies around the football, good things happen. Now, I was disappointed with this punt. I think we can do some things. That was a coaching error. We got to let Tyson punt the ball away so we don't give it to him in field goal range. But our idea right here was we can't give up any yards to get a field goal. We're going to put more numbers in the box than they have and not let them run the ball and see if they can beat us in the air with a true freshman. A lot of people would have said that's probably not a really smart risk with the way our secondary's been playing, but it's what we were willing to do. And the guys came up with plays, and here's Brandon Shook again, our best player right now, making plays to give us the opportunity to win the football game.
The interception sits down on the tight end right there. and you can't throw late across your body like that. And Shook devours it.
You know, Coach Long was really proud, and he made the comment to our guys that that's the first interception the linebackers had around here in over 2 years, which is pretty cool. And then Bobby Cole feeling that was a big first down because they did have a couple timeouts left. They used them a little bit differently than we might have used them, but at that point when they got the first down, it didn't matter. And then there's the greatest formation in all of football.
Now, they had to corral you to get the Gatorade on you, and I know you said the next time it's going to be for a championship. You don't want to have that again until that happens, but wonderful that they wanted to include you in the celebration, Coach.
You know, they were excited for me as excited as I was for them. I know this. I mean, I care about these kids. I'm a Lobo just like them. When I took this job, that was my message. I mean, boys, we're all in this together. Now, we're going to give them structure and we're going to give them discipline, and our goal in this whole deal is to make them better human beings when they leave. They should leave with graduated with a degree, and they should leave as better people. They're going to be surrounded by good fathers, good husbands, good men to help them get there. And we're all in this together. It's not us against them. So I thought that came out. I mean, obviously they're in my corner, I'm in their corner, and we're taking baby steps toward building. Now, I don't want anybody to think I'm saying anything different. We're not a very good football team yet. We made a lot of strides on Saturday night. We learned how to win a football game by making enough plays to win. We're still a long journey away from where we want to go and where we want to get, but we will get there. And the next time they dump water on me it's going to be because we won our 5th conference championship for our school.
We're going to come back after a final timeout, put a ribbon on your first head coaching win and the Lobos' first victory in 6 tries here in 2020, and then peek ahead to your season finale in Vegas against Fresno State. Back to put a ribbon on the Lobos' first victory of 2020 and head football coach Danny Gonzales' first career win, the Lobos' 17-16 victory over Wyoming at Sam Boyd Stadium. I'm Robert Portnoy with the coach, and Coach G, I like to let things happen organically, and it was so overwhelming that I made our post-game segment immediately after the game about the reaction to your win, and it was all over social media. All of our phones were blowing up immediately upon the final knee, and the reactions were everything from elation to crying out of, just happiness and satisfaction and excitement. And I know that you want it to become normal to win a football game, but this was the first one here in your first year. Just wanted to share that with you, that the comments were so strong in support of you and your team and what you guys have gone through and seeing you get your first win of the year.
It was pretty overwhelming, the support and all the stuff that people have been behind us. I mean, we've gone through a lot just to get to this point. We don't have a weight room here. We're using dumbbells and bands. It's different. We're living in a hotel. I really think living in a hotel has been a blessing. I just wish we were doing it somewhere else. But when I got to my phone after I did all the post-game stuff and we had our team and talked to them, I had over 200 text messages from friends, Lobo supporters, you name it, coaches across the country. A lot of people were watching what we were doing. At one point, we were one of the top trending topics in the United States, #GoLobos, was after we beat the Wyoming Cowboys. So there's obviously a lot of people out there in Lobo Nation that are watching what we're doing. They're appreciative for the progress that we've made. It's not enough yet, but we're going in the right direction. And because the kids are willing to fight and they're willing to continue to do what we're asking them to do, it gives us a chance. Our administration gave us a chance to compete and gave us the opportunity to come out here to Las Vegas and be able to play on a weekly basis. I mean, all the pieces are in the right place to build a special program. We have the support. We have Lobo Nation. So it's going to be a long journey. I keep saying it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But we're going to get it done, and we're going to win the 5th conference championship for our school.
We lauded Brandon Shook for his incredible performance. Also Bobby Cole for a career day. Let's take a moment to talk about your walk-on true freshman quarterback, Isaiah Chavez. I was trying to think the last time that I can recall as memorable a moment for a freshman quarterback. He was a redshirt freshman at the time, but Lamar Jordan hit Reese White, a local product, right out of Rio Rancho as well, at Cleveland High School, for a game-winning score at Aggie Memorial to beat New Mexico State. I believe it was 2014. And what Isaiah Chavez did is really the 5th guy to be part of your quarterbacking crew to to get onto the field and then to make the play that wins the game in the fourth quarter. How special was that?
It was very special. Really for both those young men, Connor Janal and Isaiah Chavez. I mean, Connor gets his first start. He came off the bench last week against Utah State and gave us an opportunity to get back in the ball game. He falls on his hand awkwardly after a screen play to Bobby Cole and breaks his wrist. Just an unfortunate incident for the young man. But nobody wavered on our sideline. We felt bad for Connor, but he didn't feel bad for us. I mean, he was on the sideline even though he was in a sling, cheering on Isaiah when Isaiah would come over to the sideline, coaching him up, just like the quarterbacks have done all year. And Isaiah played with just great composure for a true freshman walk-on who had no idea that he would even come close to seeing the football field this season in live action. I think he was hoping to travel. Usually that's the hope of a true freshman, especially when you walk onto a program. Now, what you got to say about Isaiah is he's got all the confidence in the world. And I tell this to all of our kids and all of our coaches, you have to be willing to bet on yourself. No matter what you do, whatever endeavor you're going to take on in life, you have to be willing to bet on yourself. And obviously the young man, he is. He bet on himself last night, on Saturday, and we came up with a big play to win the ball game. I'm proud of him, but he's what we are. He's a blue-collar young man. It's what our organization is, and it's what's going to give us the opportunity to be successful.
A year plus 1 week ago, he was playing in the high school football state championship game, the big school state championship game in New Mexico for Rio Rancho High School. And then fast forward that 1 year and 1 week, and he's leading the Lobos to a victory in a Division I college football game as a true freshman walk-on. It's just a great story, part of the overall story of the Lobos getting their first win. And Coach G, now, speaking of quarterbacks, you're playing a team coming up in your finale that had a quarterback throw it over 60 times last week with Fresno State.
I really think Fresno State's a really good football team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Just like you talked about, their quarterback threw 60 attempts. He's really hard to tackle. He gets out of the pocket. He makes throws on the run. They don't really want to run the football, but they have the ability to. Ronnie Rivers is one of the best running backs in our league. So it's going to be quite the challenge. But just like last week, nobody expected the Lobos to win. So we'll go prepare Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Saturday, we'll go out there. We'll throw our hat in the ring, and we'll see what happens when the clock hits zero.
Congratulations again, Coach G, on your first head coaching victory and your 2020 Lobos first win of the season. We look forward to the finale against Fresno State, and we'll do it again next week on your Lobo Coaches Show. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks, Robert. I appreciate it to you. You know what? Congratulations to you, because it's a heck of a lot easier to call a football game when the Lobos win. You're as much part of our program as everybody else, so congratulations to you. Let's get many more going. Thank you to everybody out there that keeps watching and supporting. And here we go. Go Lobos.
Thanks to Chase Christensen and Stanley Frazier and Frank Mercogliano and Lobo head football coach Danny Gonzales. I'm Robert Portnoy. Till next time, so long everybody, and go Lobos.